All right, so I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of the My Races feature in the So Dial Dorsey Setup app today. So to get started, after your first race of the day, you'll come to the My Races tab, and normally you're in the My Setups tab. But after your first race, you'll come to My Races and then tap Add Race. Then it'll ask you to choose a car. So you pick the car and you'll choose your setup. I don't really have many setups in here right now for this car, so I'll just choose my base. You can type in a track name. I'll skip the event, but I'll just say indoor clay, medium grip. Most of this is optional, but so I'll skip through it here, but you can put in all these details if you want. Then you click Save Track, and it's only going to ask you this once during the day, so you only need to actually add all these track details at the beginning of the day. Then you save the track. Then it will ask you to actually add information about your race. So let's say I've just finished my first practice race and I want to put in some notes. Let's say it's pushing at the end of the straight. And I'll enter my class. So it's stock. And yeah, my first practice race, race number 1. Now I'll also put in my lap time. Let's say it's 15. There's the dot. Average lap, a little slower. It goes ahead and tells you your consistency right there. And here I have an easy way to talk about your handling changes, so you can see your handling changes between races. So here we'll just say we have a little more corner entry steering. We'll say I've got a little less traction in corners. So now we save our race. Now you can see we've got the race here, and you can tap into that to get the details. Now where this really gets fun is when you start making setup changes. So now let's say you're going into your next practice race. You'll go back to My Setups and you'll choose your B6 2D. And you make some changes. Let's say rear suspension. I'm going to change the inner stud location to the outside. And I'm going to change the D-mount inserts to 0.5 up. All right. So now, after my next race, I'll go back to the My Races, add another race, choose a setup, and now whatever happened in that race, I'll put some notes in there. Stock is already filled out. Practice number 2. Let's say it's actually qualifier number 2, or qualifier number 1, just so you can see it. Now, because it's a qualifier, you can enter your finish. So let's say I finished 4th. I'll skip the lap times and put a couple of handling changes in here. We'll save that race. All right, so now you can see this is your listing for this car today. You can see it's got 2 runs listed there, and you can tap into it to see both runs. So the latest run is on top. The first qualifier is on top. And you can see right there at the top, in the middle there, the changes section, it already shows you what changes you made. And then it's also got the notes underneath that. So those are the handling changes that I entered and the bogus note I entered there. And then on the first run, you can see. So as you noticed, I didn't actually have to create any new setups. I can just go ahead and make all of those changes to that one setup. And then the changes will show up here in the race log, so I can see what happened and what changes I made, and can go through that for all of the races in the day very easily in this one page. Also, if you wanted to see the actual setup that you used for this race, you can see the setup snapshot. So the link is down here at the bottom of the card. You can click to see the setting snapshot, which shows you exactly what was changed, and you can go through and see what that setup for that race actually looked like. And if you need to, you can also change any of the track or results information for that as well. All right, so I hope that gives you a good idea of how the new race log or My Races feature works. The point is to save you time so you don't have to create a lot of extra setups. We're actually creating those setups for you as you go. So every time you record a race, we create a new setup snapshot for you with all of your feedback on how the car actually handled for that race. So you don't have to do all that extra legwork. All right, thanks a lot, and we hope you enjoyed the feature.